Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today we'll be doing another finished cube single elimination draft. So let's jump into queue. Okay, I have a few pretty strong cards here: Upheaval, Tinker, Elspeth, Animate Dead, and Fast Spawn. I think Tinker is probably the best. Elspeth is maybe the most flexible. It's good in any white deck. Tinker is very, very powerful. It's the most broken card probably, up there with Upheaval. I think Tinker takes less work to make it good than Upheaval. Upheaval, you want a lot of like mana production. Well, Tinker just needs a couple, like 2 lands and a Signet. You can Tinker for the win. So yeah, I think it's the pick here. And the second pick, really powerful pack. I think I'll take the Time Walk. Also Primeval Titan, Sorted Body Mind, and Bribery. Passing Tracedon, Prime Time. So yeah, pretty happy to start with Tinker Time Walk. And I think I'll just take Mystical Tutor here since we've got such powerful cards to grab with it so far. I do like Dragonlord Simligar a lot, and the sword is an artifact. We do want to pick up some artifacts, but the swords probably aren't too important compared to just getting like cheap mana artifacts. But yeah, definitely gonna take Tutor. Okay, Tropical Island, Compulsive Research, Zurin Orb. I'll take Compulsive Research, just more card draw, can draw into Tinker or Tutor. So seems better than taking Duel. Brainstorm, Sower, Lotus Cobra. Cobra is probably the best card here. Sower, also Banishing Light, and Ancient Grudge is actually really powerful in this format too. So I might just take Brainstorm, because our deck has a potential combo focus with like setting up Tinker. So if we just get a bunch of card draw, we can set that up pretty easily. So I think Sower is usually a little more powerful, but just getting more and more card draw, we could even play a couple combos, maybe something like Show and Tell in addition to Tinker. So I'm just going to take card draw. Shelduck Isle is very powerful and also good with Tinker, because you're going to be playing stuff like Bicycle Colossus, Inkle Leviathan. You're going to play some really expensive things that are nice to drop into play for free. And it's pretty late to see that here. Blue seems pretty open. But also pretty good packs too. There's Cradle, Sylvan Library, Wake still here. Okay, Anticipate, Pithing Needle, and Abyss. Abyss can be pretty cool in Tinker decks if we have like artifact creatures just kill. Also can buy time for us to set up. So that is actually pretty tempting. Anticipate, it's fine card draw, but not super exciting. And Pithing Needle, if you're running Tinker, it's 1 mana artifact. It's pretty flexible too. So this pick seems pretty close, and I think I'm going to go with Pithing Needle. So I don't have any artifacts up to this point, so it might be important for me to pick some up. So Wasteland, Supreme Verdict, Tooth and Nail. Probably just the Wasteland. Right now, our combo doesn't need too many lands to work. So just slowing someone down for a turn while we set up Tinker Kill seems better than going into double white for Supreme Verdict. And I guess I'll take Duplicate. Not really something you want to tinker into, but we might go for an artifact theme. And Terracodon came around. There's Through the Breach. So yeah, it's between Terracodon and Through the Breach. I might take Through the Breach, because I do have a lot of card draw. I've got the Mystical Tutor, so if I get an Emrakul, I could go for Sneak Attack, Show and Tell, could turn into that type of combo deck. rather than just taking Terrasse trying to do like blue-green ramp. And I guess Lodestone Golem if we want to be more artifact-based. Maybe Dual Caster Mage on Tinker or on Time Walk could be kind of cool. But I don't think Dual Caster Mage is that good. It could be an okay spot to try it, but I'm going to go with Lodestone Golem. This Creator's Claws. Probably Ancient Grudge here. Smokestack is an artifact, but we're not going to have too many permanents in play. It's usually best when you can make tokens or something. But Ancient Grudge could be really good against us, and if we have red, maybe we can find Green Splash for the flashback. It's really powerful. Okay, Delver, probably not going to run that, and Dragon Lord. So, pretty exciting first pack. I would have liked to have seen some Signets, and yeah, eventually we'll need something like Blightsteel Colossus to make Tinker work. But we have the potential for some pretty cool combo decks from the start. And there's Is It Signet, also Sneak Attack. Sneak probably wheels. People, like, it's a hard card to build around, and we already have the Through the Breach that came around, so yeah, someone might take it, but it's really hard to pass up on the Signet, which is going to be so important with Tinker, and it fixes for potentially both of our colors. We don't have to be red, but I just think it's too strong. Even though Sneak Attack might end up being like a really key card for the deck, I think it could table, and I don't think the Signet will. So we have Metalworker, Tezzeret, Boros Signet, Wildfire, and Faithless Looting. So probably just going to take the Signet. I mean, we're not yet super artifact heavy. I don't know if this is going to be a Metalworker deck. Tezzeret would probably be pretty good. Doesn't do anything really exciting yet, but we know the Signet's going to be good and just helps our Tinker. So we'll start with a card that we know is going to be good, and we'll probably table Metalworker or Tezzeret. Force of Will, Goblin Welder, Sphinx of Steelwind, and Frost Titan, and Pluto Delta. So this is a pretty tough pick. Frost Titan is just very, very good, and we have a bit of ramp for it. So even though it's not on theme, it might be worth picking. And Mystical or Force of Will is really nice. Can protect a combo. You can Tinker with Force of Will backup. Welder is probably going to table, so I don't need to take that here. Sphinx could definitely table as well. So I think it's between Force and Frost Titan. And with this combo setup, I think Force of Will might be better. We've got a good number of blue cards so far, so being able to Tinker with Force backup, compared to just having a fatty, which is good, but I think we can focus a little more on combo-y, so I'm going to go with the Force. Sphinx is also fine to pick up, but you only need one, maybe two Tinker targets. Sometimes Sphinx is really good, but in some matchups it's easy to remove. So I think I'll try to table it. Okay, Crucible Worlds, we do have Wasteland, Basalt Monolith, Opposition, Tundra, Venser. So can we do anything with Gristlebrand? We do have Through the Breach and Force of Will. I mean, it might be worth taking. Crucible of Worlds is an artifact we can Tinker. We have Wasteland. If we pick up Strip Mine, that might be good. Yeah, I might just take Crucible. Monolith is an artifact. We don't have anything to ramp into yet. Venser's fine. Opposition, probably not going to have too many creatures, and don't have anything white yet for Tundra, so I'll take the Crucible, but Gristlebrand would be interesting, since we do have Through the Breach. But Through the Breach on Gristlebrand isn't enough to win the game by itself. You need some other things going on, so I mean, unless we get Emrakul as well, Gristlebrand might not be the direction we're heading. And Splinter Twin, Pestermite, Tezzeret, that's unfortunate. I mean, we could go for the twin combo, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably not. I mean, we might see Pestermite back, I guess. But if we can splash Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, that card's really strong in artifact decks. So I think I want to go for the Tezzeret. It's hard seeing the Pestermite and the twin. I mean, if you take the twin, it is possible that Pestermite comes around. I mean, no other decks are really interested in it, but sometimes people will take it either as a hate or just in case if they end up with a combo. So, Tezzeret's really good with artifacts if we can get a black splash going. It's close. I think I'm going to go with Tezzeret, but Twin is also a fine pick there. Duretti, that seems good with whatever we're going to do. Either filtering for cards or maybe getting back a big artifact after we tinker. It's also good with Crucible Worlds. And I guess Smash the Smithereens here. It's a generally good card in the format. Man War. Mishra's Factory can be okay. It's an artifact you can sack to tinker, or you could like use Tezzeret to pump it. So I guess that's close. We already have an Ancient Grudge. Maybe I'll take the Factory. And Duress could be good. Pentad Prism. And Temple Deceit. So Temple or Prism. I think it's probably Prism. It fixes for Tezzeret. It's very good with Tezzeret, actually. Then you can make it a 5/5 after you remove the counters. And it's great with Tinker. So I'll take that. Well, Sneak Attack came back. I'll also go Taxian Probe and Spell Pierce. Probe and Pierce would both be pretty good. I think I take the Sneak Attack just in case if we get Emrakul. We'd probably want to turn into a Sneak Attack deck or just have the ability to go that direction. Wildfire could be pretty good here. Faithless Looting probably better. And then Metalworker is interesting. Don't yet have anything we want to ramp into. So I don't know how good Metalworker is going to be. Wildfire, we've got a couple Signets and Crucible, plus a few Planeswalkers. And then Faithless Looting is good with Crucible. I'm going to go with the Metalworker. And we got Welder back. I guess I'll take Lavamancer. I wouldn't want to face Confidant. But there might be a matchup that has small creatures I might want Lavamancer. Guess I'll take Port over Abbott. And I don't think we want Bazaar. It's just a little too extreme, so I'll take Siege Gang. Lavamancer out. I don't draft Sneak Attack decks that much. It's possible that Gristlebrand is something that we really wanted. I mean, I know in the constructed Sneak Attack decks, Gristlebrand's a really good card, but there's a big difference between Cube and constructed as far as combo pieces. Just drawing 7 cards, I mean, you only have one Gristlebrand. That might not be enough to win just based on a combo. So the Twin and the Pestermite didn't come back. I mean, that means that no one got both. But we'll just take Consecrated Sphinx. Card's just really strong. Maybe table Underground Sea, probably not. Or FTK Conscripts. But yeah, you can be combo-y, and you can also just cast a card that wins if your opponent doesn't deal with it. And here's Inkwell Leviathan and Sundering Titan. I think Leviathan's a better Tinker target. Both of them are castable. So I'll take Leviathan. It might be an argument for Titan hoping to table Leviathan, but I don't think it's going to table. So I think I'd just rather take the better Tinker target. So Remand, Nicol Bolas, Imperial Seal, Tanglewire. Let's take Remand. I mean, Nicol Bolas could Metalworker into it, but the double black is kind of tough. Right now I just have Pentad Prism for black fixing. So Remand's solid. There's Blightsteel Colossus, Factor Fiction. I think I'll take Colossus. So we got 2 Tinker targets. If we draw one, we have the other. We can also brainstorm one back. Factor of Fiction is quite nice. Metamorph also very good, but I think you just get too many easy kills if you get Tinker and Blightsteel Colossus. Balance, Entomb. Entomb could sort of work, but I don't know we're getting the black fixing we need. Just take Vendilion Click. Solid enough card. Balance, I think it's going to be hard to run. So probably going to cut the Tezzeret for now, just didn't get the black fixing. Ooh, definitely going to take Strip Mine. Snapcaster is really nice with Time Walk. Unlike Tinker, Compulsive. But we got Strip Mine, Crucible, Wasteland. I guess we didn't get that Faithless Looting, but this looks really good. So we have a couple combos that are really nice, and Lightning Greaves, that's really nice. Could have had Kiki Jiki, Splinter Twin, and Zealous Conscripts, but I think I'm happier where we're at right now. So, yep, Greaves, that's a really nice combo piece, helps us just win quickly with the Colossus. And you can also tinker away the Greaves as your first artifact. Volcanic Island's pretty exciting. Probably, let's see, do we play Sneak Attack? We could sneak in Colossus. Could randomly win with that. I mean, I'm going to take the Volcanic Island. Inferno Titan's nice to sneak through as well. But I think Island's too good at fixing. We're running Strip Mine, Wasteland, maybe Factory, so I like having at least a little bit of fixing. Zealous Conscripts is a charm. Bonfire Gifts. Bonfire is nice with Tutor, Brainstorm, and just good in some matchups. Charm can help us find our combos, so that's pretty exciting. Conscripts is just a good card. FTK is just good. I might just want the Charm, so we can like draw into Strip Mine, Wasteland, Crucible, or an early Tinker, and it's also Disruption. Chandra Pyromaster or Shrine. I mean, Shrine is an artifact, you can tinker it away, but I don't know if we want that effect that much. I might just take Chandra. And I guess Magma Jet could play it in some matchups. So we'll cut Lodestone Golem. I do like Mazavith a lot. I think I'd take that. Chain Lightning's fine. Magus is okay, but Maze could buy us a lot of time. Just hate Hellrider. So I think I'm gonna cut Sneak Attack through the Breach. Some people like Sneak Attack more than myself. I kind of want like Sneak Attack plus one card that just wins the game for me to run it. I don't like drafting a lot of cards to try to fit with Sneak Attack. It puts a lot of pressure on your draft that you have to take cards that work with Sneak Attack over cards that might be better for your deck otherwise, and you have to draw them together. Where I mean, Tinker is kind of almost just a one-card combo because it's really easy to play a lot of artifacts. And Crucible, you know, you're going to play Strip Mine and Wasteland anyway, so you know it doesn't cost you too much to just throw a Crucible in the deck. But Sneak Attack, I think, takes a lot of investment to make it work. So just having Colossus plus Sneak Attack, that doesn't always win by itself if your opponent has a blocker. So even that doesn't necessarily get there. So just not huge on Sneak Attack. And just like throwing in a Leviathan attacking for 7, that doesn't win the game either. Let's see, Chandra can draw cards, could slow things down. Its ultimate's kind of cool, it could hit Time Walk off of it. So, gotta consider if we want. Well, let's see. So, Mazavith is a spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have 5 lands right now, so we're at 27. So, stuff we could cut. Maybe Metalworker. Maybe Duplicant. Probably Chandra. Maybe Click. Ancient Grudge. We just have Pensad Prism for potential green flashback. So if we face a deck that has really good artifacts we want to kill, we could side it in, but otherwise I don't think it needs to be main. Magma Jet out. Probably want the Needle. Welder can work with Leviathan. We have Compulsive Research and Is a Charm to discard. So Welder seems good, even though it doesn't work with Colossus. We cut Crater Claws. Welder's also good with Duplicant. Oh, we even have Duretti too, so Welder seems good. The Factory has some synergy with Crucible Worlds, and then it helps with Tinker a little bit, but we've got a pretty good number of other artifacts, so because we already have Strip Mine Wasteland, and I guess Mazavith, like getting to like double blue can be a little difficult. Luckily we don't have too much red in the deck, it's just a splash for Welder, Charm, and Duretti, so we can run a lot of islands. I mean, I guess so. We'll run the Factory. You could try to throw in Port too. Again, with it being a combo deck that runs off not too much mana, like if you don't have your combo pieces yet, you can just sit there and Port your opponent for multiple turns. You just slow them down enough for you to draw your combo pieces. So Port is kind of cool. It goes with the Strip Mine Wasteland to just mana screw people. So yeah, maybe I want to get Port in. That seems kind of cool. We can run like 18 lands with this deck because Strip Mine Wasteland, Port, or even 19 lands with the Mazavith. But we're gonna plan to just sack Strip Mine and Wasteland, so you can almost count them like spells, even though they could be used for mana. Do we want Metalworker? Could get Consecrate Sphinx out early, and then maybe cast Leviathan or Colossus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 9 artifacts for Metalworker. It seems reasonable. It's not that hard to make 2 mana off of it. Good percentage of the time you can make 4. As far as being like a infinite mana producer type thing where you're just like tap for 8, I don't think that's gonna be too likely. So it may not be able to cast Colossus reliably. So it seems close. Once we cut Metalworker, it could maybe cut Duplicant as well. Let's see, Brainstorm. Shelldock Isle is pretty much a shuffle effect. Tutor's a shuffle effect. I think Brainstorm's okay by itself. Tinker, it's a shuffle effect though. You're usually winning the game, so it's sort of irrelevant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 23 spells right now. I'd like to go to 22 and go 18, I guess 19 lands with the maze. So have to cut 1. Can I make the deck mono blue? I think the red is worthwhile. We've got 2 signets to splash, and I think all the red cards are pretty powerful. So Needle main, having Welder and Tinker, I think that makes it reasonable. So you can just wait. If your opponent plays a Planeswalker, you can Needle it. And you could maybe cut Click. It's disruptive, can get some beats in. So maybe Metalworker. I think it's Metalworker, Click, or cutting a land. Maybe we can cut a land. Because really, our curve ends at 3, pretty much. We have the Sphinx. But we can get by pretty well on just 3 lands. Like we can cast a lot of these cheap spells and get our combo off. Either like Strip Mine Wasteland, Crucible, or cast Tinker. Force of Will's free. And then, I mean, if you consider the Colossus and Leviathan as Tinker targets, then really we just have 3 spells that cost more than 3 mana. So even with the Wasteland Strip Mine, maybe we could be fine just doing 17 lands. I could cut Factory at this point. Yeah, I'm going to cut Factory. So having an extra color land helps out a little bit if we're just on 17 plus the maze. So it says 2, 3, 4, 5. maybe 6 sources for the prism, though you can't really count the prism as a source of red because, I mean, I guess you can pump 2 blue into it to get a red out, but you kind of want to have red and blue to cast it in the first place. So I'm going to go 1 extra mountain. So we have 9, 10, 11 blue sources. That's plenty for the double blue turn 3 and blue on turn 1. So yeah, I think this is okay. You could go 1 more land, but I do like all the spells that are in the deck. And I think click is probably the closest thing to getting cut. So yeah, I'll submit, and I'll see you for round 1. Okay, ready for round 1. Play first. And keep this. We can try to find a way to get the Leviathan back in our deck somewhere. But I guess we could click it back. So do we brainstorm or do we wait? We can maybe wait for turn 2 to remand, though. Let's see. If we brainstorm, we see 3 spells. It's pretty bad. If we wait a turn and we're forced to remand, we might miss our 3rd drop. I think it's better to brainstorm. Okay, we got Charm and Signet. Could just go for Signet. I mean, it doesn't actually change our plays, but I don't think it's too important to be able to remand on turn 2. I mean, if we wait a while, we could remand here, compulsive, and then like Signet click. So having a Signet in play might not change too much. Or it might be a good turn to remand, but I'm just going to throw the Signet out. Worked out. Just go for an a turn click. A lot of times we'll go for draw step, but since we get to remand anyway, I think we'll just wait. Could click ourselves, but I'd like to see what they're up to. Nothing. Might just let them keep that. So, I mean, I definitely don't care about the Day of Judgment. I mean, I guess I can get rid of Leviathan, but Leviathan needs to be discarded or something anyway. So Sorin plus Utter End might be annoying. I might just leave them with their hand because I mean they obviously need to get white, and nothing is that scary. The Sorin, yeah, I think I'll just let them keep it. Might stay mana screwed for a little while. Well, that's a Tinker. So, I probably don't want a Tinker yet. Like, I could get Blightsteel, but if they get a Plains, they can Utter End it. Yeah, where if I just wait a turn and I just set up so I can have remand back up, I should be able to win. So I think I'm gonna compulsive here. Time Walk. Okay. Discard 2 cards, so I will discard Leviathan and Signet. I'm gonna go for Time Walk. Let's see. I guess if I draw Blightsteel here, that would really suck. But since I didn't, looks like I'm gonna win. Okay, so it looks like they probably got white mana Tundra, and then we'll just remand the outer end. Charm it. It's probably better to show remand, I think. Charm is something you can play around more easily. Okay, game 2. Nothing in my board seems really good. Their deck didn't seem that strong. If they have a ton of fixing, maybe they can make it work. Just like a sort of control-y... Just, I don't know. Planeswalker control deck. But yeah, we got the Strip Mine Wasteland. That should be really good against them. Port should be good. Could consider Chandra Pyromaster. I guess if I zero it and flip Leviathan or Colossus, that's pretty bad. If I zero it and flip one of my lands like Wasteland Strip Mine, can help me get to them, so it'd be reasonable. But yeah, like, I could hurt myself more than it helps, and I would have to cut something good like Metalworker or Click. So I'll just leave it out. Could maybe cut Maze of Ith, but I think it's a little early. I mean, it's not good against Sorin tokens, but they probably have better targets for it in their deck. If I don't see anything game 2, like if I just see some token generators and planeswalkers, I might cut the Maze. So, is a charm. That's cool with Crucible. I could just run out Welder. It's probably fine. It's going to need to sit in, unless if I draw Lightning Greaves, it's going to need to sit and play for a turn anyway. And I don't want to Brainstorm yet, because being able to Brainstorm deeply helps me with the Crucible, trying to set up the lock. So every turn I wait to Brainstorm, makes it a little more likely I can get the lock going. And against this opponent, Wasteland will be pretty good as far as a lock, because we saw 4 non-basic lands. Attack, is there Condemn in this format? Oh, Snapcaster Mage maybe? No fear. So I'm gonna, unless there's something crazy I need to counter, I'm gonna Is a Charm. Draw 2, discard. Get some lands in the graveyard. Maybe like a Equal Leviathan and Welder it back. Tinker. So Maze and another land. The ready is cool. Let's keep the Welder getting in. Opponent's stuck on 3, so I might make a gambit to try to hit Wasteland or Strip Mine here, like just using the Brainstorm first. See if I can get there and take him out of the game. Got the Wasteland. It's pretty sick. And don't really need the island. Either Needle or Signet. Probably would want to keep one. Well, I guess I'm not tinkering this turn, so I'll get these cards back anyway. So let's see, I'll put Island, I guess Needle. I'll cast Signet. Let's get rid of the water grave. Pass priority. And we've got a pretty reasonable lock against them, because they showed so many non-basics the first game. They might not have that many basics to draw, and I mean, we're guaranteed to hit a land next turn. Then we have Tinker. We just have so much going on. So they swords the Welder. I mean, the Welder could have had some use, but that's not truly devastating. Yeah, they concede. So, yep, this deck doing some pretty broken things. Crucible, Strip Mine, Wasteland, with a lot of looting to find it, is very powerful, and just Tinker, Artifacts, Blightsteel with a Mystical Tutor. So sometimes in Cube, like you. Okay, ready for round 2. We'll keep this hand. It's certainly not perfect. I don't really want the Blightsteel in the opening hand. We have Force of Will, Mystical Tutor. If something crazy happens, we're really not going to want to have to use that. And we could tutor for Tinker. I don't know. Hand, not great. We could tutor for Time Walk, but that doesn't do too much. Let's throw the Welder out. We really need to draw some other cards to make this hand work. But I don't know. Is it a mole? Maybe. It like looks good enough. Like it only needs just one artifact. It already becomes decent. We'll do stuff like Strip Mine and just buy time. Let's see. Opponent went Swamp first, Plain second. Usually people start with the land that they've got 2 of. I think I'm just gonna strip the Plains. Signet, that's good. So we can go for Tinker next turn. Won't have Force of Will backup though. And this Prowler. I guess I can discard the Colossus now. That's good. So because of that, opponent's stuck on 2 lands. I think I go for Colossus kill here. I mean, I don't know. I could wait just until I get another blue card, and then I have Force of Will back up. I already saw Swords, but they could have Path. They could have Banishing Light and a land. I mean, they are stuck on lands, so it could be good to go now, but, I mean, any blue card... Like, if I just go for the Tinker now, they can respond. I can't force. If I wait until I get a blue card... And there's only so many answers to Colossus anyway. I mean, not too many things get me here. Journey, Path, and then land and Banishing Light or land O-Ring. And then they could have something like Swamp Hymn or Mind Twist, but I think I'm gonna wait a turn. Hope to get a blue spell. Didn't get it. This will just pass now. I think I'll take the full hit. I don't want to let them know what's up yet. This is starting to look embarrassing. I mean, maybe I don't have enough blue cards in the deck to just keep waiting like this. But I think I want to wait for the Force Will backup. Okay. Let's see. So Hippie does change things. I mean, now there's some pressure. I could Force Will Hippie, then go for Tinker next turn. I could also, let's see, a tutor for Tinker. Yeah, I mean, I should probably Force Will. I'll just go for it next turn. I don't know, could have been wrong. I mean, maybe I just don't have enough blue cards to wait on the Force. So maybe I just give my opponent too much time. But hopefully I still win. And I could also go for Inkwell Leviathan. This could be potentially better, but I think I'm just going to go for Colossus. Okay, Mirror Angel, so I mean, that means that opponent's in chump mode, which is good. And Remand is certainly nice. So I probably still have it. I think looking back, I should have just gone for the tutor play, but it is hard to determine. But maybe I just don't have enough blue cards. Like, I'd have to draw a blue card. The problem is, if I don't draw a blue card, then, I mean, I'm in the same spot next turn. Do I wait again? And at a certain point, opponent is going to start developing their board. They're going to get lands in play. They're going to be able to cast maybe more cards that deal with Colossus. So I think I should have just gone for it. I think that was a mistake. I'll try to pick up the play for the next game. But we won anyway, because Tinker Blightsteel Colossus is just really, really good. So Magma Jet could be good. Una's Prowler, Mirror Angel, they probably have some small creatures, maybe something like Tide Hollow Sculler. And Maze of Ith is probably reasonable. Might have some Planeswalkers for Needle. So I was thinking of maybe getting Jet in. What would I cut for it? Maybe Metalworker, Click, Duplicant, or Maze. I don't feel like cutting those, so we'll run it back. Interesting hand. No blue mana. I do have an artifact. Could slow my opponent down a little bit, and then once I get blue, I could tinker. I have, I think, 11 blue sources. I could also mold to 6 and get a scry, which is pretty good too. And then I have the Maze of Ith, which also slows the opponent down. I'm on the draw. I'll go to 6. It's a pretty strong deck. I think 6 card hands can be pretty good. Can't keep this even with the Force of Will, so go to 5. And ugh. I mean, I have a tutor, but I have Colossus in hand. I don't have the 3rd land yet. This is not great. I could maybe tutor for a compulsive research. I think I gotta keep it though. Signet's great though. So maybe I just tutor for Inkwell. Interestingly, I could Mystical now. Oh, this Prowler. Like, in case if I don't draw land. Does let opponent know what's up, but I don't want to have to wait a turn on Tinker. So let's get all in. The problem with this is that maybe they go overboard to try to kill our Signet now, where maybe they would have let the Signet survive for a turn otherwise. Here, save 2 life. Some percent of the time we'll draw the Colossus again, which will be annoying, but then we'll just discard it again. So, we'll discard Colossus. I think 2 life is more likely to be relevant than a 1 in 34 chance of drawing it, which, yeah, okay, we lose 1 card, but I don't think it's as bad as losing a 10th of our life total. So we got Welder. In case of Mana Tide, let's just go for the Tinker first and float for Welder. Oh wait, hold on. Could also have Diabolic Edict. So, which one do we want to play around? Edict or Mana Tithe? It's Edict or Mana Tithe? One or the other. Both of them hurt pretty much equally. This is legitimately tough. I mean, is one of them more likely for opponent to have? I definitely think they'd side in Edict if they could, because of the Colossus, and very likely side in Tithe against Tinker. So it's probably 50-50. I can't remember if I saw either of them in the draft. I guess, is there some other card that I can't think of that would change things? I think those are the only 2 cards. So I think it's literally a coin flip which one we play around. They might not even have either, but it's a coin flip. I'm gonna play around Mana Tithe. Wait, hold on a second. Let's see, if they have Mana Tithe. Let's see, I get a Welder no matter what. No matter what, I end up with a Welder if they have one of them, but yeah, I'll Tinker first. No Mana Tithe, please.
Banish your Priest. Ugh. I don't think I have that many ways of killing that. Definitely want the Magna Jet now. I've seen Banish your Priest. Duplicant. If I can get that in the graveyard and an artifact in play somehow. If I draw a Metalworker. But don't have that many ways of killing Banisher Priest. Definitely putting Magna Jet back in, or in the first place. Liliana the Veil. If they make us discard, well, if I draw an artifact I can duplicate. It's a mountain. Now they can make me sack Welder. That's not good. I think that was my opportunity to win. Not sure why they're not attacking with Priest. Three, 5, 6, 7. Lucky Sheldock, maybe. I don't think we can't even get to it. You gotta have 20 cards to actually cast it. So, all right, on to the next one. Let's get Magna Jet in. Lava Mancer's interesting. Pyromaster, that could be cool. Kills the Runus Prowler and Lingering Souls tokens and can kind of match Liliana. This Metalworker can go. Maybe Click can go. Actually, let's cut Maze of Ith. Opponent didn't really have any big creatures. Lavamancer uses up our graveyard, and we want to keep lands for Crucible, so it might be a bit anti-synergistic. So, alright, run it back. Okay, play first, and keep. Let's go for the turn 3 Tinker. Excuse me. Don't do it. Oh, Thoughtseize. Alright, we're gonna have to play Magic this game. Still, we got to ready Inkwell Compulsive Research, so I can pitch Inkwell, get it back. It's a pretty broken plan, too. So, what's the best way to get this going? I guess let's just Compulsive now. I mean, could get tied there, but... Alright, discard... Man, I'd like to discard Inkwell. I don't have to discard Inkwell. But I think I'd like to Duretti back Inkwell next turn. I don't have Time Walk 2. I could set up for a pretty cool turn. Probably just a land card. Or like land and Leviathan. So I could use Charm to make myself discard. I could obviously use Duretti to make myself discard too. But I think I'd like to just speed up Duretti. So let's go land Leviathan. The next turn I have a cool play. I can go Penta Prism Duretti and then sack the Prism. Okay, Hippie's annoying. I can go Charm Kill at Time Walk. an equal next turn. My mystical, I don't think it's much at this point. I guess Force of Will. Light Steel. I could discard that to Duretti. So let's see. Red, blue. Pentad Prism. Red, Duretti. Sack Prism, get Leviathan back. Hope he doesn't have Liliana. Oh, they concede. I don't know about that concession. Oh, I was just about to draw Force of Will, so I guess they knew that was coming. But, I mean, I know they have Liliana in the deck, so... Although I guess they Liliana, I could still Duretti it back. So, yeah, I guess I probably had it. Alright, on to finals. Okay, we're ready for round 3. We will keep this hand. Seems really good. We've got Wasteland for Disruption. We can go Signet into Compulsive Research. Discard the Colossus. Okay, opponent's stuck on 1 land. Oh, we drew Pithing Needle. That's good. So we're going to go for a Signet, and next turn we can go Compulsive and Needle on the Tree Speaker, or maybe on the Arbor Elf. I'll have to think about that. Wish I'd Strip Mine. Be able to kill a forest would be really good. Guess I can go Island, discard the Island to the Needle. I guess I'll just Compulsive now. Force of Will, that's nice. So, discard 2 cards. We can discard Inkwell, Colossus. I suppose, given our hand right now, we could potentially cast Leviathan at some point. So it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we gotta discard 2, so it's not quite there, but I mean, it is a possibility. It's a little slow. Like, I'd like to put pressure on the opponent right now. So we want to discard Colossus. I guess we could discard a land, but we want Colossus down, so discard 2 cards. And I do want the Inkwell, so I mean, until I'm actually getting it out of the graveyard, I think I want it in my hand. So, but it's going to be Colossus and an island. Oh, I have Port. That's really good. Let's throw a Port out. And Needle. I think I'm just going to do the Arbor Elf. Actually, oh, unless they're mana abilities, I can't do the. I guess if I did the Tree Speaker, he couldn't level it up. And there's an island, so Tree Speaker's going. It's unfortunate. We can still port something upkeep. Glad I played the port, because I can drop Maze here. I could also play lands so I can get up to Inkwell. Definitely going to go for Prism for 2. Probably just lands, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm just going to drop lands. Try to hard cast Inkwell. I'll port the island. I mean, I could just leave a Force of Will. I definitely do not want to force pitching the Leviathan. Like, opponent probably has more ramp in hand for like 2 and 3 mana ramp. I guess 3 mana minimum because they just leveled Tree Speaker and didn't use it. So Pilgrim's fine. Huh. Would have thought they'd have something more there. And an island, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hope to draw a blue spell next turn. Edric. Yeah, I gotta force that. Just puts me 1 turn off. Of Leviathan. So I actually have to draw another mana producing land for it. Okay, remand. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap opponent down, remand something. I guess maybe I should have not ported last turn. Yeah, I didn't really consider that. So if I didn't port last turn, I could have just cast Force of Will. Like, I'd give him 1 more mana so I could cast something bigger, but because I'm Force of Willing, you know, it may just be as well that they cast something more expensive. I think that was an error. Eternal Witness for Edric. So you could remand the Witness. That's probably right. The opponent replays it. Got Welder, so if we could discard Leviathan, we could get it back. Shelldock. That's unfortunate. Next turn could suck. So like, Mazavith protects a little against Edric, stops opponent drawing 1 card, and stops us taking 2 damage. Excuse me. Either way, we're gonna Welder. And then we could Shelldock. Puts us at 22 cards in our deck. It's gonna be hard to beat Edric. Like, we can't strip mine combo out of it. I mean, we could maze so opponent only draws 2 cards next turn. That's probably correct. Let's go with Maze. I think I have to block with the Elder. Or the Welder. Wait, what? Okay. Man, bonfire would be really nice. I had one. Inkwell is not bad here. The Hierarch, I mean, the opponent could cast something huge here. Like Craterhoof Behemoth, of course. But, I mean, Leviathan plus Maze is actually pretty annoying against the Edric. Metamorph. So, Metamorph, Inkwell. That's a beating. Can't target it with Maze, it's unblockable. So, I mean, I'm dead next turn to a big attack. Opponent probably should just send everything here. Click. When enters battlefield, use a non-land card. We can at least see what they're working with. Guess Colossus is the best bet. Metamorph's pretty good against us. Pass the Bonfire for something good, but that would be pretty nice to have at least as a board card against the opponent's deck. But I think they're just going to go all in and we can't stop that. Though it is exactly lethal. Maybe they don't. Oh, actually I have Click, so it's not actually lethal, I don't think. Snake. Alright, that's good. Yeah, Pyromaster definitely. Jet in. Again with Lavamancer, I don't know if I'm getting enough cards in the graveyard. Metalworker can go, maybe Click. Let's see, Mazavith. It's alright against Edric. And Wasteland might not be too good, but you don't need that many targets for it to be worth it. Alright, game 2. Play first, and we can keep this. Just combo off. So Shelldock. We can immediately just Tinker for, or Tutor for Tinker, then Pented Prism. But we can also just wait. I guess we'll go for Shelldock though. Hope I don't hit like Darksteel or Blightsteel. Tinker. I'll take Magma Jet. Okay, Brainstorm's nice. So blue-red, Pentet Prism. Fellows, sure. Just Tutor with the Prism. I guess get Brainstorm to shuffle away. Don't spell pierce me, bro. Okay. Do Blightsteel. An opponent could have Metamorph, but I don't know that we can play around that. We can brainstorm for Force of Will. I think it's Blightsteel. Sometimes Inkwell would be better. I mean, they do have islands. Blightsteel kills a little quicker. Opposition. I think it's Brainstorm, hope it Force a Will. Ooh, Lightning Greaves. That would very much do it as well. So let's put these two back. So opponent, I guess if opponent has Artifact Destruction, they can kill Greaves. Please, no Metamorph, no Artifact Destruction. I guess I can chump for a turn. I got Metamorph. It's going to be tough to win. So I can top down. It's going to be hard to cast the Sphinx. So this question, do I attack with Colossus? If opponent tries artifact removal, I just die immediately. Or if I attack with Colossus, maybe not. Looks like Inkwell would have done it. I sit back. I mean, they're able to just attack and force me to block, so I think I have to attack. I can throw out a welder. I don't know if that changes anything. I can grease it. Fallen Shaman's bad. Jite is very bad. This is probably over. not too many things in blue-green that can kill Colossus, but maybe something like Control Magic. Then it's possible that Leviathan's better. If they have Metamorph, I probably... Yeah, maybe that was wrong. If they have Metamorph, I can probably erase them, so I'm hitting for 7 first. They can cast some other cards, but... Like, I am ahead on clock, even if they have Metamorph, where if they Metamorph, I have Colossus, then they just bounce. So it's better. I'm better off if they have Metamorph. And, I mean, it kills slower, so if they have, like... They throw a lot of stuff on the board and can maybe get into Avenger of Zendikar or Crater Hoof Behemoth. I mean, it buys them more time. Discard Crater Hoof Behemoth. Well, I can't possibly win now. So that'd be a pretty good card to cast. Stomp Howler. Alright. That will do it. So, yeah, did some broken things this draft, but yeah, wasn't able to do it against the Elf deck. So, hope you enjoyed watching this Holiday Cube draft, and yeah, I'll definitely be making more of these, so stay tuned for them, and I'll see you next time.